This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or simply making a donation. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well, and Happy New Year to you, by the way. This is my first video of 2020. Now, just checking my phone over the Christmas period, I did notice that many of the YouTubers that I regularly watch were releasing videos over the festive period, and I was going to do that, and then I remembered I had plans to get incredibly, ridiculously drunk, and I did. So that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and I hope you've been doing very much the same. Nevertheless, back into work mode, starting to put videos up again, and today's video is all about the predictions that I have for 2020 as regards matters guitar related. Here you go.
A new flagship model guitar.
Okay, first prediction is that at least one of the big guitar companies, probably all of them, Fender, PRS, Gibson, whoever, one or all of these companies will release a brand new flagship model for 2020. And I've got a bit of an exclusive here. I have a bit of a scoop. This is what the brand new Stratocaster for 2020 is going to look like. It'll probably be called the Fender American Elite Ultra Professional Player Series Stratocaster or something of that ilk. And as you can see, it's been designed by the finest minds in the industry, with the aid of a piece of tracing paper. Nevertheless, this guitar will cost just a little bit more than the previous model, and if you're wondering why that is the case, well, all you got to do is read the unbiased reviews in all of the guitar magazine press. And I'm sure there'll be maybe one or two YouTube channels, maybe a guitar shop that has a YouTube channel. Aye, aye, Captain. They will crop up and tell us exactly why it's a fantastic guitar and worth the money, and you should definitely go and buy one from them. That's my first prediction for 2020. Next.
I will get shouted at.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, 2020 is yet another year where people who look a lot like this, I reckon, will be getting upset with some content of the videos that I make. And as evidence of this, here's a few of the comments that I received last year.
A fucking idot. Don no wat re talking bout. Stafoo, you stupped bald gammon. Ha 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 ha. So full of shit. Cannot not thin about guitar. Go fuck seffel fat price. Don't know Jake sht bout guitare.
Don't you just love being called an idiot, or in this case an idot, by someone with punctuation and spelling and grammar skills of that calibre? In fairness though, I reckon that it's probably the fault of the keyboard and the mouse that this person is using, or that these people are using. Let's face it, the rest of their online activities have probably left their keyboard and mouse feeling a little bit sticky and a little bit tacky. What do you think? Anyway, next.
There will be yet another beginner-focused practice amp that no beginner can use.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and predict that one, if not more, of the major amp manufacturers, Marshall, Fender, Line 6, Vox, whoever, one or all of these companies will release a new entry-level practice amp this year. Something aimed at the novice market, the beginner end of the spectrum. And once the beginner who's got this amp for Christmas, or maybe, been out and bought one for themselves, once they've got past the menus and sub-menus and multifunction switches and USB connectivity and Bluetooth connectivity, and obviously once they've been onto eBay to purchase an electron microscope so that they can actually read the instruction manual, and once they've done all that and got past and deciphered all of the terms like classic tweed and Brit Class A and blackface or whatever, then the new owner of this amplifier will be rewarded with a plethora of great tones that sound exactly like a Marshall Plexi amplifier, or sound exactly like a Marshall JCM 800, or exactly like a Vox AC30, or an amp that sounds exactly like a Fender Twin. Exactly like any of these amplifiers, in fact, providing the amplifier is being played by a bumblebee in a jam jar using a plastic kazoo. Those are the tones that are on offer, because you see the market research that amp manufacturers are carrying out keeps on telling them that beginners want an overly complex amplifier capable of producing 112 shitty, awful guitar tones, rather than a simple amplifier that's easy to use and produces a couple of well-voiced, clean and dirty tones that they can actually use within the first 10 hours of owning the damn thing. So that's my prediction for the amp market for 2020. Next.
Many people will get upset when a famous person has an opinion they don't like.
Do you remember recently, wasn't that long ago, when Joe Bonamassa said that he wasn't a massive fan of loads of effects pedals? And I think he might have made some offhand comment about how some people tend to use buying another pedal and expanding their pedal board by one more pedal as a bit of a crutch. It's something that they rely upon, which is fair enough. I think that's an undeniable phenomenon. But the way it was spun and the way it was twisted was very much, if you use pedals, Joe Bonamassa hates you. And then, of course, everybody who read that immediately, without checking the source material, obviously, took to Twitter to have a tantrum. And, you know, there was all of this kind of stuff of, well, I used to love Joe Bonamassa. I've got several of his albums. I won't be buying any more because I didn't know he was a fascist, which is the label that these days on social media you attach to anybody who happens to hold an opinion that you don't share. And sadly, I predict more of that in 2020. Some famous guitarist will have an opinion that people may not agree with. Maybe some people do, but those who don't will take to social media to denounce them as a fascist or a Nazi for daring to hold a different opinion to them. That's going to happen in 2020, which is why I don't go within 100 miles of Twittergram or Instaface or anything like that. Next.
This gadget is essential.
Okay, 2020 will see the launch of a brand new guitar-related gadget, probably more than one. And what I can confidently predict about this is that it will completely transform and revolutionise the way we play the guitar, the way we see the guitar, the way we learn the guitar, the way we record the guitar, and perhaps all of the above. And it will generate hundreds of hours of YouTube videos, and the general consensus will no doubt be that if you want that genuine, authentic, vintage 59 Les Paul tone, you're going to need one of these. If you want that genuine, authentic, vintage Marshall Plexi sound, you're going to need one of these. If you want to create all of the guitar sounds that you're ever going to need for, you know, the lifetime of a working guitarist, you're going to need one of these little doohickeys that costs only $199.99 or thereabouts. And it's when I start hearing all of this kind of stuff that, well, what I usually do is I put on a copy of this album and listen to it from start to finish, and I always lament the fact that, well, yeah, it sounds pretty good, but it doesn't sound half as good as it would have done if they'd used the C. Marzio Pedal Screamer Tube Pro Vintage Profiler on this album. Yes, indeed. Call me cynical if you like, and you might just be right. So there you go. Those are my predictions for 2020. If you have any of your own, please leave them in the comments section below. And that's pretty much it for today. I will just, of course, remind you that if you have some Christmas money burning a hole in your pocket, then, as you know, I do various different courses on the Udemy tuition platform, all very reasonably priced and getting a lot of rather nice things said about them on the Udemy reviews section. You can review the courses without spending so much as a brass farthing on signing up and committing yourself. You can watch the first couple of segments of each course absolutely free. You can have that on me. So go and check them out, see what you think, and find one that you like and sign up. I'll also just mention that I have a few spaces left at the moment for private tuition, either via Skype or in person if you live local to me in the northeast of England. Those are going fast, so if you want some one-to-one lessons, get in touch. You can see the email address right there on screen, and I'll do my best to fit you in. Your first lesson's free, so you got nothing to lose. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. I hope you're going to have a prosperous new year, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.